Oh, good evening, campers, and welcome to our Monday live stream. We are back live on a Monday to talk about, well, just about anything you fancy, really. And I've just noticed that the camera's been moved. My kids have been on the computer again doing Zoom and singing and all that sort of stuff. But yes, how is everybody doing as we wait for people to join us? It's great to be back on a Monday. I hope you all had a good bank holiday weekend. If you had your kids off over half term, they didn't cause you too much stress. Wasn't it hot? I did a 10K race on Saturday, which I soon regretted the minute I got there. It was in Battersea Park, which I now realise that I hate with a passion. But yes, anyway, if you are coming into the show at this moment in time, please get your questions into the live chat. I will go through them and I will answer them. They can be about running shoes, they can be coaching questions, they can be what's the temperature in the office tonight, FORDY? Could be about anything. How tired are you on a scale of 1 to 10? 160, if anybody wants to know. But yes, get your questions, get your comments in, and I will work my way through that. Okay. Thank you very much. Actually, big shout out anybody who's listened to this podcast on your run. Thank you very much for taking us out on your run with you. I appreciate that as well. Don't forget to leave us a nice review or a comment if you're watching this back on YouTube. There we go. Right. So this week on the channel, it's a bit of a mystery, if I'm honest. I've got a few videos that I'm kind of mid-editing. I've got a few videos that I haven't finished yet, and that's because the shoes that I've been running in, it's not that I haven't got enough miles in them. Maybe one of them I don't, but I'm not 100% sure where I'm at in the shoes. So, yeah. And yeah, I know no, I don't really want to rush out certain videos. I'm trying to take my time a little bit more on some stuff. Some stuff not so much, but some stuff I'm trying to take my time on. So yeah, you're gonna have to bear with on some of the reviews. Thanks to everybody who responded well to the Puma video. If you've not seen that, I sort of did a video about Puma, which you guys seem to like. So thanks very much for that. Have we spoken since Chasing Dreams episode 1 came out? Not sure if we haven't. Thanks to everybody like that. I'm currently working on episode 2. So I think you'll like that one as well. So yes, thanks to everybody. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I've got a series that we run on the channel, and it's my training for the marathon. So not your shoe reviews or your race videos, that sort of stuff. It's all about my training and my hopefully progress. So yes, thank you very much for that. But yeah, it's a bit of a mystery at the moment on the old channel at the moment. Got a big month. Obviously, first half of the year's done. Let me know in the comments if you're watching live what your favorite shoe of the first half of the year was. Be interested to know what that was. Let's get it in there. So be interested, and maybe a shoe that you're looking forward to in the second half of the year. So if you're watching us live, get that into the comments. I'd be interested to hear what shoes you're looking forward to and what shoe you really enjoyed in the first half of the year. So let me know, and I'll come back to that as well. But yeah, it's a busy June. I've got the Southend half. So this weekend, long runs are back. Then I've actually got a bit of a down week, which is quite good. I've put in a down week for me. And then I've got the Southend half. And then I start to build effectively into what will be Amsterdam marathon training. I know some people's plans for like Berlin and stuff will be starting real soon as well. Abingdon will start training, Amsterdam training July, so there's going to be a lot. But yeah, we've got a big club event as well at the end of June in London. We've got like 350 people going on a boat. So that's going to be nuts. We've got some great podcasts, by the way, coming. If you've not checked out the podcast recently, we've got some great podcasts coming. So check them out. And yeah, so yeah, it's busy. It's busy. So loads to come, loads to talk about, loads of shoes on the way as well. Obviously, you've got some big releases still to come, a lot of race shoes still to come in terms of releases. SC Elite version 6. That's coming. Brooks Hyperion 6, Elite 6, Alpha Fly, obviously. I think most of you have seen the development shoe of that on Kipchoge's feet. We've got the Pro 5, which is out there in the public domain. That's coming. So yeah, there's plenty of race options coming as well for those 4 marathons as well. So yeah, loads of shoes coming, which is kind of cool. So yeah, loads to talk about, loads to make videos about, all that sort of stuff. Right, so we dive into the old comments. Evening. Yeah, this is good news. Dawn's back running. Dawn, this is great news. Really is. I like to see that. Okay. Look at this question. Bosh. Have some of this. First one. What do we think is the logical progression in shoe technology? Okay. So, what do we think is the next logical progression? It's still very much going to be in the foams. I think the pushing of where we go. If you think like it was all PIBA and then it came to like ATPU and all that sort of stuff. So I think it's very much in the laboratories in the lab that we're going to see the gains from the technology was in the foam. The responsiveness is in the foams, and obviously how they work biomechanically with you as a runner with the plates. Obviously, you're seeing plate design change. Look at the Adidas Pro 5. That's the energy rods are gone in that, so that's interesting straight away. So it's more of a stabilizing agent around the rim and giving you that. So that's super interesting. The fact that they feel like they've taken that out, and that's working obviously with that new foam in there that's on the Pro 3. So or Pro Evo 3, sorry. Really interesting. And I think the other thing is, the other thing actually, SMT, the other thing I think we'll see in terms of that is that and we've already seen it to a degree, but is that sort of continued sort of filtering down of the technology that we had like 1-2 years ago of the foams into those shoes, into the daily training. So like what the Evo SL did with the Pro 3 Light Strike Pro. And actually that brings me nicely onto today's video, which I put out, which is the Brooks Ghost 18. Nothing wrong with the shoe. It's absolutely fine. It's the Ghost for what it is. It's brilliant. But when you put that against the Puma Deviate Pure, the Evo SL, that's got those super foams in them, then you have to ask yourself, is that now even needed, that shoe? And at 135 quid, that should be like 75 quid, and make it appealing to like beginner runners or people who like want that sort of shoe. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think that the evolution of the daily trainer, because now those super foams are coming down into those shoes, is quickening pace. So I think that's what we'll see. We'll see more or radical changes in the foams, and then I think we will see the technology from the last 1 or 2 years going into the daily trainers, into those more price sensitive models down there, which I think is a good thing. Thank you, Gary. Good question, though. Okay, Kevin. I don't know why I can't get Kevin's question up. Let's try this. Let me get Gary's question. I'm training for a marathon in November. It will be my second. I was planning to do a half marathon in September and then another half later on as race prep. Is that a good idea? Yeah. I like my runners to race. By the way, if you want help with coaching, it's not as expensive as you think. Drop us an email, hello@fordyruns.com. Or if you just want an off-the-shelf training plan that I've wrote and you don't want to sign up for an app and all that sort of stuff, they're £5 on fordyruns.com. Yeah, but again, answer your question. Yeah, I like my runners to race. It's your second marathon, so yeah, not a problem. I'm sort of happy for my runners to do a half marathon where we can use it as like a goal pace run, something like that. But as you move towards race day, I don't want any risks taken, so there'll be a strategy behind it. The only thing I would say to you is making sure that it's in a week that suits, so it's not impacting your volume and how you're working out. I don't know how your plan's set up, but yeah, that's something to bear in mind. Races are good; they can break up the training, but also they can also be a bit of a something that gets in the way. So if it's not strategic and there's not a good reason for it, then is it the right thing to do? See what I mean? What would you get more out of? Would you get more out of like, I don't know, a 16-mile goal pace run instead of that 13 in the on the one on the 26th? I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. I don't know you as a runner. So, as I said, I like my runners to race. I think you can't beat racing. Um, but yeah, that's where I'm at. Yeah, good news as you say, Debs. Great, great, great. Okay, let's talk about the deviate. Maybe we won't. Against, I'm looking at getting one of those. I would say get the pure. That's what I'm going to say on that. That's all I'm saying on that. Whittle 7. Swansea half marathon this weekend from Tory. Unsure of whether to do the the Deviate Nitro Elite or the fast R's. Someone asked me actually on the Puma video that I did about the fast R why I didn't include it. I think and I like the fast R3. I ran some faster times in it, but I just prefer the toned down version, which is the Deviate Nitro Elite 4. I I really like the fast R3, but you got to be on your game. It's not one of those where you can go. This could go either way today. You're either just like going to start your watch and go and have it. Oh, wait, you're either going to go off and go and have it, and that shoe's going to work with you, right? But if you're not absolutely on it, I think it can. I think you'd be better off in the elite. Because it's a little bit more forgiving. It's probably a bad way of saying it, but that's where I'm at. I did the Manchester 10 yesterday, had runner's knee for a few weeks before, but managed to complete it. Now I can't walk, but the things we do for charity. Yeah, it looked, I tell you what, it looked a good event, the old Manchester 10K yesterday. Did look a good run. Or was it the half as well? I can't remember. But yeah, the Manchester event really looks a crack. I have major FOMO from that. Your runner's knees probably from overtraining and not being strong and all that sort of stuff. So you got some homework to do there, really. But make sure you get that rehabbed. I would, but yes, definitely. Runner's knee is a overtraining, overuse issue. Jane's 1 week and there we go. I said about it earlier, didn't I, Jane? 1 week until autumn marathon training starts. Isn't it going to be awesome? Yeah, it's a good question here. Oh, what's going on with the questions tonight? Again, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Just cut in here briefly. Please get your questions and comments into the live chat if you're following along. I will answer them before I go tonight. So please drop in there. I really do appreciate all of you for tuning in. Okay. Are we kind of done with EVA now? Ooh. Yes and no. I think the processes that they can use, like the supercritical EVA, is not a bad thing. Like the nitro infused EVA, that sort of stuff. It's got a place, definitely. I would say. I think it works well in like dual foam setups. So I'm going to use the On Cloud Monster Hyper Free, terrible name. By the way, I don't know why they just didn't call that something like the On Hyper. That would have been a much better name. Anyway, but that works. So that's got an EVA frame on the bottom, the cloud technology, which again I'm not a fan of, but it works well in that shoe. But you've got like that big slab of PEBA running through there, and it works well as a stabilizing agent. And that frame in which you can really work with the PEBA. So I think, yes, EVA does have a place, but it's how it's deployed in the shoe. Does that make sense? I don't see the point now, really, in putting it into some of these daily trainers and asking people to pay 135 quid, 150 quid. I think that's a bit of a piss take, if I'm honest. I think unless there's a really good blend, let's say the processing in which they've made it is different, or you're getting something out of that, the way they've designed that, the way they've manipulated that EVA, the process in which they've manufactured it, and it's giving you something back, then I haven't got a problem with it. So I think that's probably a better way of dealing with it. Dave Mack doing Endure 24 this weekend. The Vomero Plus will be all right if I get a bit of rain. Only use it. Yeah, absolutely. That I mean, I've run them in the in ice. I can't remember what shoe I had on, Dave, but it was back in winter marathon training, and it was really bad. We probably shouldn't have run, if I'm honest, but Ben and I, because we're idiots, we did. But I switched shoe because I do laps. I was able to switch shoe, and I went into the Vomero Plus, and it was brilliant. It's wide. It's got the waffle rubber on now. So yeah, I think you'll be absolutely fine. Good luck. Okay. What's this? How about? Oh, it's a lot of questions tonight from Samsung Lover. I don't mind. How important is insole development? Could this be the next big thing in shoe development? That's a good point. It goes well. I would say actually, they have started developing them. They have seen improvements in the sock liners already. You see that from like it made up, but even go back to like Skechers where they was putting like hyperburst into the sock liner, so giving you that little bit more. You see it with some of the Saucony shoes, so they have been doing it. It's not something that's new. Do I think it's something that's going to be developed? Yeah, but again, I think it's a bigger picture how it's working with that new foam. What can they get out of it? Do they need, this, and this in there? Think of it as a sandwich, right? So, how the ingredients all work with each other. So I wouldn't say it's a new phenomenon. They've already started developing them, I would say. Um, Bit of advice here from Pablo. If it's wet in Reading, please take trail shoes. There you go. Not done the event, so that's great feedback. So thanks very much for that, Pablo. Evening from Maastricht. Andy's in the house. So update on the hot marathon. I was worried about 2 weeks ago. They cancelled due to the heat, and everyone just ran the half. It was the right call. Yeah, I agree with you. That's dangerous when it gets to that sort of hot. I'll be honest with you. The Edinburgh marathon took place. I'm surprised that went ahead, if I'm honest. Now, I don't know whether it was as hot as that, but I was surprised. I was expecting that to be cut down. They did a half anyway, but I was expecting that to be cut down. It is a question of safety. Now, I'm not saying that they were doing anything wrong, but I was a bit surprised that it went ahead because it was so hot over here in the UK. But I'm glad that they did the right thing. I know it's not what you want as a runner. You've done all that training, but at the end of the day, your safety comes first. Carl, thanks for the Cloud Monster Hyper review. Managed to bag myself a pair. Have used the Protein Rebel gels. Looking for gels with minimal ingredients. Okay. Have you used protein? Right. So Cloud Monster's two things there. Cloud Monster Hyper review. That's out on the channel. If you've not seen it, I'd recommend the shoe. It's not cheap. You've been warned, but it is on sale in a few places because basically not selling many. And have you used the Protein Rebel gels? I have not. I've just in the last series of Chasing Dreams, if you watched it, I switched out my gels from Kendall to Sports and Science Beta electrolyte gels. We're going to be doing some more work with that in this series as well, talking about that as well. So, yes, what I would say is actually just made a note. You just reminded me. Just to put it in something else with regards to fuel. I think about these things. This is my neurodivergent brain working in real time for you here. But yeah, long story short is that within the Chasing Dreams series, I'm trying to document that sort of stuff for you guys to show what I'm doing in terms of like fueling and like that sort of stuff. And it is something I changed. I think it worked for the better for me in London, and it definitely worked better for me in the training. Still don't think I performed brilliantly in London. But that wasn't down to the fueling. That was down to this. So, yeah, going back to your point, no, I've not checked those out. I'm not likely to check them out because I'm pretty strict on sticking to what I know and what works for me. I felt like I needed to make a change. I did that. I'm confident with that. I'll run that for a bit. Okay. Samsung lovers still loving the Evo SL. Okay. So no first marathon for me. This is Andy's coming back again after months of training. Eager to do something, but a bit late in the year now, and a battle versus the heat to reach my goals. So we'll wait for October, November. Definitely come to New York. We're all going to New York. It's cheap. Okay. Hi, FORDY. This is from Aaron. Looking forward to seeing the Amsterdam training. What's the thoughts on the Nova Blast 6? I don't know if you missed the start, Aaron, of the show tonight. There's some videos, some shoes, some stuff that I'm sitting on, which might tell you actually more than me saying it. So be patient, young man. I think that's a good shout. Okay, he's back. I've got the Super Blast 3 and Endorphin Speed 5. I'm a beginner runner. Beginner runner with the Super Blast 3 and Endorphin Speed 5. Wow. I'm a beginner runner with a couple of 10Ks and halves booked in this year. I was aiming for a marathon next year. What one or two other shoes for a heavy runner? Well, personally, I think the Super Blast 3 will get you through all your training. So just carry on with them. Yeah, I'd stick with Super Blast 3. You don't need to be spending. It's more about you as a runner than the shoes. Spend the money that you would spend on the shoes in the gym, or get a running coach like me. Hello at fordyruns.com. You're welcome. But yeah, it's don't waste your money on the shoes necessarily. You've got two good shoes there. Spend the money on getting strong. Spend the money on getting fit. Spend the money on getting bulletproof. That's where I would spend your money. You said about you had runner's knee earlier. Tells me you're not doing much strength work, or if you are, you're not doing the right stuff. Invest there. Yeah, other than the shoes. Okay. Where does Adidas go from it? Well, it's interesting. I've got a shoe in from Adidas. Again, Aaron, talking about what you said about a minute ago. I've got a shoe in from Adidas that I don't think anybody's aware of. That's out. And yeah, it's really interesting why it's out. It just blows my mind. You'll have to wait. So where does Adidas go from this? This is the question, by the way. Their Skunk Works Adi Zero peaked with the Adios Pro Evo 3. Where does Adidas go from here? I think they need Adidas are lacking in a few areas. And you can't strip away from the Pro Evo 3. It's an unbelievable development in what they did with the shoe. Incredibly light. The foam's amazing, and how it works with the runner. Because remember, it's the runner, not the shoe. How it works with the runner is unbelievable. The development that's gone into that. So you've just got to give them massive kudos. But I think Adidas need to nail the Pro 5, because Pro 4 for some missed. I think they are really missing a super trainer. The Hyper Boost Edge is a sweatbox, badly designed, badly executed, and it's a real shame because I was looking forward to that. They need a really good super trainer. I know they've got the Evo SL. You could argue that is a super trainer, and I get that. But they almost need like a pumped up version of the Evo SL with something in it. Be interesting to see the Boston 14, because the Boston 13 is now very old fashioned and yeah, not rocking anybody's boat. So I think they're lacking in there. They've got the Supernova range, which I think is good. In fact, it's very good actually. They've got some good cheap shoes for beginner runners, but they've got some big holes in their lineup. I think they need to do something new with the Adios and the Takumi Sen. They're kind of the same thing, if you're really honest with yourself. Blend that up. Let's get a really good, like, Vaporfly kind of shoe going here. Something like Naughty Fast that's, like, super sexy to look at. You know, that's where we need to go. So they've got a lot of work to do. Yeah, the Pro Evo 3 is unbelievable. Can't deny that. But they've got some work to do. Oh, this looks a tasty question. You said you wouldn't take a gifted bib for Boston if you hadn't qualified. But I wanted to ask, if you hit your BQ time, which is about, at the moment, I've basically got to run 3:10. Good luck with that. but the standard that year needs a 310. Would you take it then? No. Hayden asked me the question. He said, how do you view getting a BQ? A BQ for me means I'm on the plane. Not that I run the equivalent time. A BQ for me means I'm on the plane and I'm going to Boston. Now, as I said, the only caveat to this, in terms of my Boston bib, is that I'm in the Abbott's like ballots. It's the ballot I go in for. If I got that, which the chances are like almost zero, but I have to say we do have a club member at 40 Hours. I know the club's massive, so yeah, but we do have a club member who got the ballot place for Boston, so it can be done. But if I did get that, and it's a huge if, then I would still be aiming to run a qualifying time at some point. That's the only. So just to make that absolutely clear on this Boston point, sitting here today, I won't take a gifted bib. Sitting here today, that's the honest truth, because I want to qualify. And what I mean by qualifying is that I get on the plane on my own merits. I won't quantify as you said. Let's say it's 310, and I run 310, but actually that year it's 309. Then I haven't qualified because I ain't on the plane. The only caveat to that is if I miraculously get this Abbott World Majors ballot thing, which you get so you get when you get I don't know if anyone's done the same. You'll know if you are, but like when you've done 4 of the majors, which I've done, you can then go into some of the Abbott ballots through the Abbott system, and that's what I routinely do. So, say routinely, I forgot. This make you laugh. I actually forgot to put in for it last year. That's how much of a helmet I am. So for this year, I forgot even to put in for the ballot because I wasn't even focused on it. But I remembered this year to do it. So, and you can go. I went in for the Sydney one. I didn't get that. So the chances are minimal, but you've got to do it. That's the only way, because in my mind, I've done 4 of the majors. I could kind of justify it, but I'd still want to go out and run that BQ for that year. All right. So that's me and my mind, whatever you call it. Might change tomorrow. Get a call from Edis. FORDY, we're going to pay you 10 grand to come to run Boston. Okay. Unpopular opinion. Oh, we like an unpopular opinion. Neo Vista 2 is better all-rounder than the Plus. I'll be honest with you. That ain't a bad shout. I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. I've done a video, again, not edited, where I basically say, if the Vomero Plus is not for you, go and buy the Neo Vista 2. Because I rate it so highly. Version 3, which stinks, by the way, which I'm holding up to camera. It's still hot. But version 3 is, there's not enough there to justify you paying to go and get it versus version 2, which is so cheap. It's not an unpopular opinion. I can't agree with you. Yes, it's 22 weeks to New York. Don't forget, we're doing some stuff out in New York. So head over to 40runs.com and sign up for the bits and bobs that we're doing. Why does no one review cross-country spikes? Start a channel. Absolutely get on it. Hi, Chris. Have you any plans to add videos to your channel now and then about kit and other than shoes? Would welcome your advice on tops, shorts, socks, running belts, etc. for the everyday runner. That's an interesting topic. Funny enough, I filmed one element of Chasing Dreams this weekend, where I actually started off not getting ready like literally, but going through the stuff that I'm taking to wear. I don't know whether that's relevant. Let me come if you're still here, Dan. Come back and tell me if that's interesting. So I thought that might be interesting for you in terms of what I'm wearing and why I'm wearing it. So let me know if that's interesting. But if it's not, and you want to see like standalone stuff, yeah, can do. Never say never. Lee's in the house. Evening, Chris. Hope you're well. If a runner can only own one pair of shoes, what non-negotiable features should you look for? Comfort. You're in them for for a long time, and a long time could be 10 minutes if you're like starting. Could be 10 hours if you're doing an ultra. Comfort all day long. Christian, Puma DV8 Pure. Is it worth it? I'll let you know. You'll get a very honest response. Okay, here we go. What's this one? PX. Oh, great live tonight, Chris. Saw a lot of your 40 Runs t-shirts at the Northampton 10K this weekend. Further to the earlier question, are there decent options for low foot arches, flat feet people? Blimey, that's one for another day. That there's loads out there. But yeah, that's maybe a whole show in itself. But thanks very much about the there was a lot of guys and girls at Northampton. I saw them on the old Facebook group. If you're not joined that, join that as well. Okay, here we go. Right. By the way, you can join the club. It's for free. It's free. Club's free. There's over 50 satellite groups, local satellite groups. Got one in Northampton. It's free to go to. Any recommendations for faster shoes, race day shoes that can take orthotic insoles? Somebody was talking to me about this. Oh, I haven't got a menu. I swear they said it was Saucony. It might be Saucony. The Pro 5 or whatever number we're on. Oh, somebody was mentioning this. Check out Saucony Endorphin Pro shoes. I think the insole. Yeah, I think you can switch them out. You can't on the Adidas. Although I have on the Pro 4. I don't know if you ever saw the video, but I ripped out and it's all glued in. I had to get rid of it all. Okay, Danny. I have the DV8 Nitro Elite 4 and Saucony Endorphin Pro 5. That's what I was talking about. And you can remove the insoles. There we go. What a hero. There you go. It's almost like I know what I'm talking about. Well done, Danny. Thanks for confirming that. And I bought the Kipstorm Tempo. That is an unbelievable shoe to buy. The Kipstorm. I think it's the best shoe of the year. Thanks for answering the questions. It's my pleasure. That's what I'm here for. Okay. Started using Alta Speed Dust Carbohydrate and Electrolyte mix on my long runs, and it's a game changer. Never heard of it. I normally take 8 gels, and for Manchester, I only needed 4 and finish strong. Well done, you. Have a look at that. Do I trust Chinese running shoe brands? Yeah. See no reason. They own Puma, for example. They own Puma, don't they? Enter. So yeah, why not? I think like buying them from certain places feels a bit dodgy and a bit dirty. But it's all right. I haven't had any issues with the shoes that I've bought. They've all come. They've all turned up. Some of them took longer than others. But I haven't had any issues with quality or anything like that. For example, the Anta C202.7. It's an unbelievable shoe. So yeah. Here we go. Imagine if Adidas made a mass market carbon plate sub 150 price point. That's what I'm talking about. They're missing that shoe in their rotation. They really are. I would do something around that, yeah. Even if it was like 160, 165 pounds, their shoes get discounted quite good. What's a good race day shoe for someone who usually uses a stability shoe like the Saucony Guide or New Balance 860? A race day shoe. We've done some videos on this. Go and check that out. Stability shoes. Where is it? We've done some videos on this. I'll get the link for you. One sec. This is the thing. Always check the channel. We've got here we go. Right. Wait, how do I wonder if I can share this live. I don't know who asked the question. Stability. Go and watch this once I've finished. It should go in, hopefully. Adidas. Do you think a double layer Adidas Pro 3 foam and Adidas Pro 4 foam would work for a super trainer? Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. Um, I'd actually, in a way, I'd rather see like a bottom layer of light strike. You know what's in the Boston like 13, like a bottom layer of that dual foam setup, and then we get like the Evo foam on the top with a plate or the ring plate round it. I think that would be awesome. Decent upper, 165 quid. Adidas Pro Hero rocket ship. What a great name. What's not to love about that, people? Start it now. You heard it here first. Get on the gram, tell everyone. Pickle juice, the next bit. I've seen these people, they contacted me about trying it. I said, no, thanks. Hi, Chris. Yeah, race day kit info would be good. Yeah. Dan, watch this episode when it comes out, coming out a couple of weeks, then come back to me and let me know if that's enough. Yeah. And then we can get onto that. What does keep getting adverts cropping up in this podcast? Who does? Don't know. Don't know, mate. Don't know. Not sure if you already talked about it, but what's your thoughts on the Puma Deviate Pure? I haven't. I've deliberately swerved every question on it. There's a reason the video will come soon. Hi, Chris. If you could only be allowed to run in one shoe for every run for the rest of the year, what would it be? I really like my Neo Zen 2s. Like the Super Blast 3. Not for long runs, but like the Super Blast 3, like the Paramount Max. I've got loads of shoes I like at the moment. I even like, as I said the other day, I was like out the Evo SL and into the Skechers. Vomero Premiums, Vomero Plus. I mean, I could go on all day. All right, but which one? I'll go Vomero Plus. It's easy. Sports Shoes sent me the pair the other day that were 99 quid on their site now. Great shoe. Great shoe. Just works for me. I'll finish with you, Samsung, because you put in a good shift tonight, answering lots of questions. Stacking foam changes the compression dynamics. Yeah, it does. Better to design a dedicated foam. Can't disagree with that. But I also think if you look at some of the shoes, the best shoes that are currently out there, might get shot in terms of use and things like that. I think some of them are dual foam setups. Even like Super Blast 3 is a dual foam setup. Effectively, I know it's like you could even argue it's like a plate on the bottom, but it's a dual foam setup. So if they're designed to work together, then I don't see a problem with it. Mount to Coast and Topo Athletic. Mount to Coast, they sent me a shoe. I didn't like it, so I didn't do a review on it, which I think they got the ump about. And Topo, they've had some good shoes in the past, haven't sent me anything recently. Again, might have upset them, might not have done, don't know. It's not really my problem. If they want to send me a shoe to review, I'll review it. If they don't, I ain't going to lose any sleep over it. That's my thoughts on that. Are you looking at buying any of the leaning shoes? No, I keep seeing everybody reviewing them and stuff like that. It's not something that I'm against, if I'm honest. We've got a lot of shoes in at the moment, so it's not on the radar if I'm being totally honest. But I never say never, you know. But we're working through quite a few shoes at the moment. I run, let's say, normally 40 miles a week on average. Yeah, no, probably more than that actually now. My marathon training block will go 40, 50, 60. So I've got plenty of opportunity to run in the shoes, which I like to do before I do a review. But yeah, it's so I like to have a lot of shoes at my disposal so I can then, get some mileage in them and then review them. So I'm not against it, but at the moment, where I'm only doing 30 miles a week, which is a lot for people, to be honest with you, that's why it takes me a little bit longer to review some of the shoes. This is, again, going back to the questions about what's my thoughts on this, what's my thoughts on that. I'm at 30 miles at the moment, so I prefer to take my time, get mileage into shoes, so then I can do the review from there. which I think is the right thing to do, if I'm honest. Uh, yeah, right or wrong. But yeah, I ain't gonna just do 5 miles and do an initial review. It's a waste of time. So yeah, that's the way I do things on here. So, but going back to the question, no, I'm not against buying the shoes. They look phenomenal. I've seen the reviews on them. I've seen the amazing positive comments. I've seen people wearing them in races. There was a geezer wearing them on Saturday in Battersea, wearing them. Looks cool. So yeah, I've got, yeah, absolutely. Why not? Okay, here we go. Okay. Um, Hi, Fordy was looking at Max Stacks trainers for my holiday in September. It's going to be doing lots of walking. Was looking at the Puma Mag Max 2, Vomero Plus, and New Balance more. Walking shoe, I'd go and get the Clifton 10. It's a really good walking shoe. That's what I'd do. And he got but he ended up getting the Wave Sky 9. Great shoe, super comfortable. Yeah, it's a good shout as well. Good shout. I've got a video coming on Mizuno. Looking to replace my worn out ASIC Super Blast 2 mainly for my long runs. What's your best suggestion, Tom? You know what I'm going to say, Tom. You know what I'm going to say. And it's going to absolutely infuriate you, Tom. To the point where you're going to go, I'm never going to watch this guy's channel ever again. I've got a video coming out about that. You're welcome. Just bear with me. I've got to edit it. I don't do this full time. I've got to edit the videos myself. All right. I don't work for the running channel. I do all the videos myself. All right. So bear with me. We've got a great video coming about that in terms of long run shoes. So bear with me. I think you'll like it. Genuinely being serious for a second. I think you'll like it. So if you don't mind hanging on, Tom, because it'll be out sooner rather than later. But it's a cracker. There's a lot of options in there. And I know that answer infuriates because it really pissed me off as well. Hi, Fordy. What shoe would you recommend for road-based ultra marathons? Oh, Christ. With a focus on long distance comfort, durability, and stability. Well, I would probably say the Super Blast in terms of 2, not 3. 2, because Tom just mentioned it. If I was to run a ultra marathon, I would wear the Super Blast 2. I wouldn't wear the Mizuno because the knit upper would get on my nerves, feet get too hot. I may wear a Vomero Plus, but I've got no experience in running ultra marathons. So yeah, but I would go for massive comfort, durability, yeah, stability. Yeah, both of those shoes would definitely work for that. Yeah. Hey, Fordy, are you planning to review other Kipling shoes? Again, I've not got any in. I'm working through the shoes that I've got, but again, that's not to say I won't because I like very much the tempo. So yeah, I'm not against it. 100% not against it. They seem to have stopped sending me shoes. I didn't do a very good review of something of theirs, so that might be it. Yeah, might be might be that. Tends to happen. You say stuff they don't like. They don't tend to send you shoes, or the agency changes. That's the other thing as well. The agencies over here in the UK, a lot of the brands use agencies to do the seeding, not like out in the US where they come direct from the brand. So yeah, I don't know whether the agencies changed, but yeah, I think I did one review. It wasn't 100% great, and they don't tend to like that sort of thing. Again, not my problem. But yeah, love to get more Kipling shoes on the channel. Maybe something we look to do. I'm not against it. It's a brand I like. Lloyd over at Run for Adventure. I like Lloyd. Likes the Kalos. I never heard of it. Shoes. What if it's never heard of them, mate? Never heard of them. Yeah. Sorry. And Tom's come back and said he's looking forward to it, which is good news, Tom. I'm pleased you ain't got the hump with me. Okay, team, that's it. Thanks very much to everybody who joined me tonight. Really, genuinely appreciate it. It was a good discussion tonight. I like it a lot. Thanks for all your questions. We've got a live podcast on Friday. Live recording of the podcast is this Friday. It's going to be an absolute cracker. If you've just done a spring marathon, or even half marathon as well, it's going to be relevant for you. It's going to be a really good show. So tune in on Friday, 7 o'clock, we go live, all right? We're going to be recording that one like we used to do a lot of. So come and join me and the boys at 7 o'clock on on this Friday. It's going to be an absolute belter. But that's it from me. Again, genuinely, thanks very much. I'm back next Monday. Tune in, bring your questions. Hopefully, we've got some more videos out by then, and you can, some of the questions you're answering are going to be answered in those videos. But yeah, let's get back together again next Monday. I really genuinely appreciate you. If you've listened to this as a podcast, thank you very much for taking me out on your run with you. Don't forget, if you need some help with your coaching, hello@fordyruns.com. Let me know. I can help you with whatever you need. If you don't want to sign up for an app or whatever, but you need a training plan, they're £5 on fordyruns.com. And they're all written by me. They're not written by AI. They're written by me, and they're very successful. So that will help you as well. Don't forget to join the club, all that sort of stuff, usual plugs. But I'll see you guys next week.